Tyus Jones, a guy who's signed a deal with the Phoenix Suns, former Grizzly, former Wizard as well. You had heard that the Memphis Grizzlies were a team that were still interested in him. I think you said Phoenix and maybe one other team. I think it was Atlanta, maybe. I can't remember
Atlanta Hawks, yeah.
Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks, yeah. You said that those three teams were in the running for Tyus Jones, and Tyus Jones went to Phoenix, and he said that there were other teams that were interested in him. So, hey, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm gonna give props to you. You were coming at the Evan Sitteries of the world and tell them, look, man, if you go to conjugate, not conjugate, whatever it's called, what's the word? Yeah, if you're gonna do that, you at least throw the original brother in there. Don't just throw anybody.
Come on now. I think, that goes to so much about what we see with NBA coverage nowadays. You don't know who to believe in, where these sources or where this information is coming from. And so, I as somebody who has spent the last 10 years of my life covering the Washington Wizards, have built up a nice, stable of NBA sources all around the league. And so really for me, one of the questions as far as my writings for the Wizards was, what's going to happen with Tyus Jones? And so there was like a 2-week period, while I was out there in Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, where I was, asking around and nobody knew anything. There wasn't any information on what was going to happen with Tyus Jones. So, me being the journalist that I am, I made some phone calls and I made some text messages to some people, and I kind of was able to narrow it down that, that he was going to leave the Wizards, and that he had 3 teams that he was primarily looking at, and that were the Memphis Grizzlies, the Phoenix Suns, and the Atlanta Hawks. And so what I believe ultimately ended up happening was that Tyus chose Phoenix because it gave him an opportunity to go and start. And so, I think when you look at Memphis, from my understanding, Memphis they offered him more money, and he turned down more money. He only signed for the veteran minimum of $3.3 million with Phoenix. And so it's my understanding that the Memphis offer was somewhere around $5 to $6 million, which would be almost double what he got. But they wouldn't have given him an opportunity to start. And I believe that was something that was really important for him at this point of his basketball career.
Yeah, it was interesting, man, because when I first saw the reports coming out, and I'm still here now. I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't true, but I don't think the Grizzlies actually made a serious run at Tyus Jones. And at that number, I don't even consider that serious, you know what I mean? But it's funny because on my show is different, man. Like I'm not, I talk about what I want to talk about, you know what I mean? And I say what I want to say.
I hear that.
And funny thing is, when I saw the report, you see different reports, but in my head, I'm like, man, there's no way the Grizzlies are actually at Tyus Jones. Then another side of me was like, all right, this is a black dude saying this. This man probably know what he's talking about. because I try to tell people all the time, man. I talk to Kenny Stubblefield, my producer, about this all the time. I'm like, bro, when black people are saying they got news, it's a little different because it might be a good chance that like Tyus Jones' baby mama get his hair done and this man girl beauty top. I mean, it be different. Hey, it be different stuff, man. Because like I remember a prime example of this, bro, is Chris Broussard was out saying something totally different about DeAndre Jordan that year that he was locked in the house with the Dallas Mavericks, right? You remember that?
Right. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I remember that.
They were trying to get him out of the Clippers, and DeAndre Jordan Chris Broussard was saying something totally different than what everybody else was saying, right? It's like, oh, Chris Broussard just making up stuff. I'm like, all right, what y'all can understand is Woj ain't talking to nobody grandmama. Chris Broussard might. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro, like it's a totally different way of we go about getting information. And I'm not saying that's how you got your information, but when a brother started talking, I listen because I'm like, all right, that brother come back come with a whole other. Because I know a lot of ways I know stuff. It'd be different. It might be some club owner told me something, or like I said, somebody girlfriend to do hair. Hey, his baby mama be coming there doing my hair. Or one of his little side jobs be coming. Like all this stuff happens, bro, in the black community. So, bro, like I said, when I saw our brother says, all right.
Look. I had to see. Sometimes you got to go around. You might get your information from an agent or from a person who works for all of it, but you might have to go hit the pavement for real to go get that confirmation.
Yeah.
So, I definitely built up a relationship with some of Tyus's people when he was in DC. So I was able to go and confirm that information that I got was in fact true. And so I think that a lot of people in Memphis didn't really want to believe that the Grizzlies were interested in Tyus Jones. And I think a lot of, from what I saw on the internet, a lot of that has to do with you guys' expectation of what Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to be. And I think that's a good assessment. I think that the Memphis Grizzlies very much like Scottie Pippen Jr. But I'm also here to tell you they went out and tried to get a backup point guard. And so I think when you look at their interest in Tyus Jones, I don't think they try to go out and just get any old backup point guard. I think that this is very specific for, like you said, for a guy who was in that program, just a year ago, who they know his character, they know what he can bring to the table, and it proved himself to be the best Ja Morant insurance that you could possibly have.
And so I think go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. When you just look at all those factors, I think that that the Tyus Jones can't really list it, the Memphis Grizzlies as a place, as an option, as to one of the teams that he could be playing for this upcoming season.
Yeah, and the more I think about it, man, because when I put a tweet out, I said, man, there's nothing in me. This is before I saw your report. I said, man, there's nothing in me that makes me think the Grizzlies seriously are going after Tyus Jones, right? And then I slept on it. The next day, I quoted it and I said, unless ... And people were like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I've been saying for a while that I would not be surprised if at some point during the season the Grizzlies move off of Marcus Smart. And I just can see it happening. I don't really have I got some reasons I'm not going to share it here, but I think there's a few reasons why they may move off of a Marcus Smart, right? And when you said that, see, man, the more you talk, man, I'm a conspiratist, bro. So I be processing this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because what I said was, I said if the Grizzlies were looking to get Tyus, I could see them trying to do like a John Conchar signing trade and getting John Conchar off the books and then bringing in Tyus, who's a guy where if he works out, cool. If not, I can trade him at that $5 million number plus another player at another number, and that teams will get a good value back, and I could, make a trade. Yeah. So what I was thinking about was
that the Wizards were very adamant on trying to get something back, and for Tyus Jones. And let's put on our tinfoil hats for real. Let's look at even how Tyus Jones got to DC to begin with, because that involved trading with the Boston Celtics. Really, it came with Kristaps Porzingis made this leverage play where he was getting ready to hit unrestricted free agency, and he said that he wanted to go to Boston. He knew that the only way that he could get the money that he wanted from Boston was to get traded there. And so, they had a deal that was worked out with the Clippers that would have sent what's my guy from we just got Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon was supposed to go to the Clippers, but they nixed the trade at the last minute because they didn't like his medical report that came back. Yeah. So because that trade fell through, Tyus ended up going out in the first place. With that, that really was never part of the plan. Like for him to even end up there. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because like I'm looking at the contract thing, right? That's the exact amount of money you're saying, $5 to $6 million, right? So I was like, man, if we had see, bro, you got me want to Kenny Summerfield. I know you in the back listening, man. This man really got my brain thinking, man. The Grizzlies
that's what I'm here for.
The Grizzlies on some other shit, I believe, man. I think they up to something, man. And here in Memphis, we're excited about all of it.